Hello and welcome to t.b.a. Ceramics. I'm Amelia, and today we're making a simple pot known in the past as an ashtray. Yes, that's right, we're going back to elementary school. We're going to make a dish or a pot. That's because a simple pot is a great way to start to learn just how to handle clay. Okay, you want to take a ball about that big. That's about a 2.5 to 3 inch ball of solid clay and squish it down into a hamburger. And you use just about the same amount of pressure as you'd use as a hamburger, and then start pinching out and evening it out. If you get cracks like that, that's a little dry in your clay, just rip it out and throw it away. And reform the edge. And then pinch it out, start pinching. And what you're doing is you're pinching up your sides. I can't really explain how hard to pinch, just pinch. Also at this point, after you've got your sides slightly formed, start forming your bottom. Just kind of go over the whole thing and just kind of pinch it into the shape you want. And just keep pinching and pinching until you get the proper shape. Just keep working it like that and pay attention to your lip, pay attention to your bottom, pay attention to your edges. You're looking for as even as you can get. Okay, and I'll set it down on a scrap shot. There we go, back in shot. Back. There we go. Perfect. All right. Hey, look, I'm learning how to use my camera. Okay, we're going to take that flat edge on the outside and we're just going to reshape it. Your clay is nice and soft, so this is how you can shape it. Now I'm compressing the bottom to help avoid cracks in the kiln. Also, this helps even out the spots in the bottom. As I push, I start out pushing very hard and then push lighter and lighter until I'm barely pushing, but I am moving clay around. All of this touch I cannot teach you. You will learn it on your own. Just keep practicing. And you just kind of form this out. If you get a thin spot in the edge, you can just fold it over like that and pinch it back together. And just work it and work it and work it and keep going. The big thing to remember in ceramics is never do anything for too long, because the longer you handle the clay, the drier it gets, the harder it gets to work. So, yeah, see, right there, I have it mostly even. We're pretty close. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of going over it. And I'm going to be going over it. And I'm going to smooth out all of that kind of stuff. All of these large gaps and cracks and everything else you want to smooth out at this very wet stage, because the clay is very soft, malleable, easy to move. Tossing it down like that creates a flat-ish lip. And now, when I pinch it down like that, what you want is to push down as you pinch. What you're doing is you're pinching in and pushing down. That re-evens out your lip to the thickness of your piece while not blowing it upwards. It'll bring it down and work that into the clay. And just work it out as smooth as you can. I really got to get better at camera positioning. Okay, now, you can leave it right now, it's a dish, or you can take your finger like that, and you can make a divot. What I'm doing is I'm holding the piece round with my pinching fingers while I push down with the side, and voila, cigarette divot. And now if you are going to make an ashtray, bonus points, you can take a small ball of clay that's about an inch, I would say, and just make a ball in your hands. Just roll it around like you would making a dough ball, only a lot smaller. And what you got there is a ball. And then you just kind of elongate it, tap it down on the counter, and you've got a little pedestal. Now you take a barbecue skewer. Yes, this is one of the few tools you're going to need. Just a cheap barbecue skewer. I buy them at my local grocery store, a couple bucks for 100 of them. And take the flat end and just dig in and work it around. What you're doing is you're digging a hole about the size of a cigar. Because keep in mind, this is all going to shrink 10 to 15% in drying and the bisque fire. Now now you can clean up that hole a bit when it's a little drier. We'll see that in the next video. Okay, now to attach it, you need your scraper, which you clean off, and slip. Slip being liquid clay in the ceramic world. For this purpose, think of it as glue. Now just take your scraper and scrape while you apply the slip, and do the whole bottom of the pedestal, and the center of the piece. I'll get my hand out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. A little more slip, and just in the center of the piece, just scrapes and a pile of slip, and then just glue it together. Give it a good stiff push down. Yeah, that's about good. Now that should stay together in the firing. You can do a little cleanup on the pedestal now, but really we want to wait until that bond tightens. And now you've got a place for people to put their cigarette out. And it bothered me, so I went ahead and finished out the cigarette notches. And now we're just going to let it sit for a couple of hours on the table. We need it to stiffen up a little bit for final cleaning. You're going to have to wait till next week because I don't have time to come back to this video. But do get this far. Make stuff. Enjoy making stuff. This video is just to get you playing in clay. Just to get you to get a feeling of how the clay feels in your hand, how the clay works. That's the entire point of making pinch pots. It's just a good walking place. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful day.